Hello, sixth sem students, final year students. Now, I think this is my last topic for your sixth semester. Before I start this topic, that is the reaction rearrangement, let me ask you. ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಿಷ್ಟೇ, ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾನಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಉಳಿದ 6 ಜನ 7 ಜನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೇಳೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂದಿದೆನೋ, ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿರಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ, ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಯಾರೂ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ದವ್ರು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಫ್ರೀ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಟಾಕ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮೀ, ವಿತ್ ಮೈ ಅದರ್ ಕಲೀಗ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ನಂಬರ್ ಅದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ, ಆ ನಂಬರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಸರ್ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಏನು, ಇದು ಹೆಂಗೆ, ಇದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ, ರೈಟ್? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡೋದಂದರೆ, ಈ ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಇದೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ನನ್ನ ಕೈಲೇ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದದೆ. ಸರ್ ಹಿಂಗ್ಯಾಕೆ ಕಳಿಸಿರಿ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಯಾರೂ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನೇ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂತ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತೀನಿ. ಕೈಲೇ ನಾ ಏನು ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದದಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಪರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್, ಮತ್ತು ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಪರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗುರ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ದಿಂದ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರೋ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾ ಎರಡೆರಡು ಹಾಕುವುದು ಕಾರಣದ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರಿಟಿ ಅದ, ಮತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಳುವಾಗಲಿ ಇದಾಗಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕಂಡ್ರೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮೈ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್, ಸಮ್ ಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್. ಮೈ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ವಿಷಯನ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಎರಡೂ ವೇದಿಂದ ನೋಡಿರಿ, ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಎರಡರದ್ದು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ರೀಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಅದ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಚೂಸ್ ಎನಿ ಒನ್ ಅಮಂಗ್ ದ ಟೂ, ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎರಡೂ ಹಾಕೀನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್, ಸರ್ ಭಾಳ ಹೇಳ್ಯಾರು, ನಮಗೇನು ತಿಳಿವತ್ತು, ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇರನ ಇದ್ರಾಗಿಂದ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಅದ, 2 ನಮೂನಿ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟ್ನೂ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಾ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟ್ನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ರುಟೀನ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಾಗ ಹೇಳೋಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋರಿ, ನೋಡಿರಿ. ಆ ಮುಂದೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ವೇದನ್ನ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದದ, ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿರಿ. ಅವೆರಡೂದ್ರಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಸರಿ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋರಿ. ಆ ಮುಂದೆ ನೀವು ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಬರೀ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾಫು, ಕ್ಲಿಯರಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ನಮಗೆ ಅದ್ರಾಗಿಂದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ನಮಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ನಾಗ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಏನೋ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಆಯಾ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ವಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ದಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಪಿ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್. ಆಮ್ಯಾಗ ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ತಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ವಿಚಾರ ಅದ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು, ಸೊ ಬೆಟರ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ದಿ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ, 6 7 ಜನ 8 ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊರಿ. 8 ಜನರದ ಕಾಪಿನ ನೀವು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಕಾಪಿ ತೊಗೊರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಕಾಪಿನ ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಸ್ರಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಹಂಗೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಇವನ್ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ಆದರೂ ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಕತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಸರ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡಕತ್ತಾರತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು hesitating to talk with me. ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವೇನು ಬೇರೆ ಅನ್ಯಥ ಭಾವಿಸಿದೆ, any difficulty if you are facing regarding our chemistry portion, you directly ask the concerned teacher either on WhatsApp call or on a local call. ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ನಮ್ಮ ನಂಬರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋನು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ International Environmental Day, which is celebrated yesterday, right? And keeping on this view, our department will going to organize a photo or a poster presentation, a group of photos, at least 5 photos nearby your area, or the poster presentation on some theme we will going to give. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲ ಇರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು 5 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟ್ರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಾಗ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ನೀವು PPE ಕಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಕೊರೋನಾ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಗೆ ಒಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಒಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫೋಟೋ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬರೀರಿ. ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯೋ ವಾಟರ್ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅದ, ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಡ್ರೈ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅದ, ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಗ್ರೀನ್ರಿ ಅದ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥವೆಲ್ಲ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇವತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಎರಡು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಟು ಆಲ್ BSc ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, part 1, part 2 and part 3. So actively you take the participation in it, and nearby you just make a photography. ದಾಗ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, 5 ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫೋಟೋನ ಹಾಕುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಯು ಗಿವ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಟು ದೆಮ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಗ್ರೀನ್ರಿ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಗಿಡಗಳದಾವ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಹೌ ದಿಸ್ ಸೇಫ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ಸೇಫ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್, ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ ಅದಾವ ಅಂತ ಆ ಥರ ನೀವು ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫಿ ಮಾಡಿನೂ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಗುಡ್ ಡೇ ಫಾರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಡೇ. ಸೊ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು engage the World Environmental Day, and in connection with that we will going to have a lot of programs from today, Monday, to I think at least 1 week in various aspects, various concepts. So we people will meet with you on different issues, and you people are requested to participate actively and present yourself and make your contribution for the environmental issues. Okay, so keeping all these in mind, ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ತೊಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Today I want to start the rearrangement topic. Okay, so in this rearrangement topic there are 4 different name reactions, right? So okay, so for your 6th semester, this is I think last but one episode for you. Mechanism of rearrangement reaction. So there are 4 mechanisms. One is Beckmann rearrangement, second one is Favorsky rearrangement, third one is benzidine rearrangement, and the last one is benzoic acid rearrangement. Benzoic acid rearrangement or benzoic rearrangement. So out of these 4, 2 of 5 marks, write the reaction mechanism of Beckmann rearrangement or write the reaction of benzidine rearrangement. So like this, of the 4, 2 are definitely for your next final year examination. Okay, so I request all of you, you just go through all the 4 correctly and see the reactions are very simple, mechanism is also very simple. practice it once or twice, and out of 4, definitely 12 marks, 2 marks, 1 question, and out of 4, 2 5 marks question, 5 plus 5, 10. So 2 questions are guaranteed, and plus 2 marks, 1 question. So totally 12 marks on this topic, I will assure you. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯಾವ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಕೇಳಿವಿ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೆಕ್ಮನ್ ರಿಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೆಂಜಲಿಕ್ ರಿಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಳಿವಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆನ್ ಫೆವರಸ್ಕಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೆಂಜಡಿನ್. ಅವನು ನೋಡಬೇಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಅವನು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಬಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆನ್ ಅದರ್ ಟು. So which were asked in the last examination, please leave them and concentrate on the remaining other 2 more. It doesn't mean that not to concentrate in rest of the 2. No, you take concentration on all. But being a intellectual personality, it is, if you do it like this, I think it's better. Okay, so keeping all this in mind, now let us move on to our regular topic. Okay, now, so I again repeat, so for your 6th semester, this is a last but one episode for you. So it doesn't mean that I will stop. So next week probably this topic will going to finish. Then later on, I want to, if the lockdown is extended, then I wanted to again talk with the topics with some questions and answers, or how to write the particular answer for a particular question. We will discuss further 2 or more weeks regarding the question paper pattern. Okay, so it is not the end, it is a learning process, and teaching process will continue later on. Now, as already I have quoted, in this topic, reaction mechanism, we have 4 different rearrangement. The first rearrangement is Beckmann rearrangement. Second one is Favorsky rearrangement. Third one is benzidine rearrangement, and a fourth one is benzoic acid or benzoic rearrangement. Okay, now of the 4 topic, let us go for the first, Benedict rearrangement. So before that, you may ask one question: what is rearrangement, or how do you define this term rearrangement? So this term can be defined in a simple way. Rearrangement is a broad class of organic reaction where the carbon skeleton of a molecule is rearranged to give a structural isomer of original molecule. That means in the rearrangement, within the molecule, the functional group may change from one carbon to the other carbon. So without affecting the original molecular formula or structure, only there is a change of position of the functional group from first carbon to second carbon, or second to third, or third to fourth, but within that molecule, that is just like isomerism. Okay, so this kind of change or shift or transfer of the functional group within the molecule is called as a rearrangement, right? Often a substance moves from one atom to another atom in the same molecule. Rearrangement reaction involves the migration of a group or an atom from one center, that is a migration origin, to another migration center or terminal within the same molecule. In another way, rearrangement term is used to describe the organic molecule which involves the migration of hydrogen atom or a large molecule of fragment in a reaction. So let me see this particular type of nucleophilic rearrangement. So you can see there is a carbon R1 and next central carbon, that is C1, C2. Okay, there are 2 carbon. On one carbon, C2 carbon, there are 2 functional group, and carbon 1, there is a R or hydrogen atom with 2 other valencies. After shifting, what happens to this molecule? Let us see. the R functional group shift to carbon atom number 2, and the carbon 1 will get the 2 valency, and the shift of that R from C12 to C2, just it is shown here. Okay, it is shown here. So what happened? The functional group R shifts from C1 to C2 and creates a positive charge over here because a nucleophilic rearrangement takes place. So there is no change in the molecular formula, but it is the only change of the functional group within the both carbon. All the functional groups, all the atoms, whatever the functional groups atoms are there, they remain same inside the molecule. So this particular type of arrangement or shift or migration of functional group from one carbon to other carbon is a rearrangement. Okay. Similarly, you can see here this R may shift within the molecule, not only carbon molecule, it may shift to some other elements present in the carbon chain. For example, some amino functional groups are there. So I have shown here C1 as a carbon with 2 valency and R, and another not a carbon, it is a nitrogen plus. So this nitrogen plus already attached to this carbon, it may migrate. The functional group R may migrate from carbon to nitrogen, you can see in the second structure. That is, carbon will become plus and nitrogen will become containing the alkyl group and the 2 valencies with N2. So N2 will get migrated functional group R and carbon has lost, therefore it is a plus. So this kind of shift of either hydrogen atom or a nucleophilic reagent or any functional group within the molecule, it may be an aromatic group or it may be aliphatic group that may shift from one carbon to other carbon, or one carbon to nitrogen, or one carbon to some other functional group, and that is a possible within the molecule. So without changing much more in its structural formula, the only shift occurs. So such kind of reactions are called as rearrangement reaction. Okay, so this definition already I have discussed. So again I repeat, in case of rearrangement reaction, atom or a group of atom or a functional group may get transferred. It may be aliphatic or it may be aromatic from one carbon to other carbon, or one carbon to the other atoms which are already existing in the molecule. So such typical transformation from one atom to another atom within the molecule, leading into the formation like an isomer. So such reactions are called as a rearrangement, and these are of 4 different kinds: nucleophilic rearrangement, electrophilic rearrangement, radical rearrangement, or aromatic rearrangement. Okay, so these are the 4 different type of rearrangement. Sometime in examination for 2 marks question, this was asked I think 2 years back. Define the term rearrangement reaction. Okay, you need not write any equation, any particular example here. What is the meaning of rearrangement reaction in a few lines, or 2 to 3 lines? Rearrangement reaction is one in which within the carbon skeleton, atom or functional group, aromatic or aliphatic, may get shifted from one carbon to other carbon, or one carbon to other element in the carbon chain, leading into the formation of a new molecule having shifted or migrated molecule on the other carbon or other atom. So such reactions leading to the formation of a new isomeric product, and such reactions are called as rearrangement reaction. These rearrangement reactions are of 4 kinds: nucleophilic rearrangement, electrophilic rearrangement, radical rearrangement, or aromatic rearrangement. Right? Now with this I move to the first reaction, that is Beckmann rearrangement. So what is this Beckmann rearrangement? Let us see. This is a person, Beckmann is a German chemist, Ernst Otto Beckmann from 1853 to 1923, who discovered this typical reaction called Beckmann rearrangement. Okay, it is an acid catalyzed conversion of ketoxime into N-substituted amide, usually called a Beckmann rearrangement reaction. So, in case of Beckmann reaction, what we have to think is we have to use ketoxymes and subject it for the rearrangement, where functional group from the ketoxyme shifted to the nitrogen site of the same molecule and giving nitrogen substituted amides. So let us see the definition in a different manner. Okay, R1C double bond OR2 is a ketone. So ketone on treating with hydroxylamine, that is NH2OH. The O of the ketone and two hydrogen atoms the nitrogen will eliminate a molecule of water, and that results into the formation of ketoxymes. So this reaction already you may be learnt in your properties or reactions of ketone. Aldehydes ketone, when treated with hydroxylamine, there is a formation of oxime. So what is that oxime? R1C double bond NOH and R2. So NOH group with carbon to nitrogen double bond is an oxime group. Okay, so this type of oxime, when allowed to react with an acid, so what happened? You can see there is a formation of amide. So what is this formula? R1C double bond N R2H. Okay, so in the first structure R1C R2 means both R1 R2 are attached to the same carbon, but in this rearrangement what happened? The OH is shifted to the nitrogen, and at the same time the R2 group shifts to nitrogen. You can see a oxime, that is OH containing N functional group, will become ketonic group, that is RC double bond O NHR, the amide. So what happens? The shifting of alkyl group R2 towards the nitrogen, making the carbon nitrogen bond as a carbonyl group, and that nitrogen get attached to this carbon. So this is Beckmann rearrangement. Okay, so this Beckmann rearrangement was found in the year 1853 to 1923 by a great German chemist, Ernst Otto Beckmann. Okay, well, so this, keeping this particular reaction in your mind, okay, we move on to the what is the definition form. Beckmann rearrangement is an acid catalyzed reaction of ketoxime. The yield of this reaction increases at elevated temperature. So means you require a specific temperature, and as the temperature goes on little bit increased, then the product formation amide will be more prominent. This reaction is named after the discovery by German pharmacist and chemist Ernst Otto Beckmann. Okay, so the same, whatever the reaction I have given, you can see view in a different fashion also. Okay, here a ketonic group when treated with NH2OH, just I have explained in a few lines back. That is NH2OH is a hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine, when treated with a ketonic group, there is a formation of oxime. It may be aldoxime or ketoxime. And for this Beckmann rearrangement, we preferably use ketoxide. So RH double bond NOH. When it is treated with an acid, okay, the acid may be concentrated sulfuric acid, HCl, PCl5, PCl3, thionyl chloride, zinc oxide, silicon oxide, PPA, that is polyphosphoric acid, etc. Commonly used in the Beckmann rearrangement as an acid. So, when the oxime is treated with an acid which I have quoted above, then there is a rearrangement of, just you can see, the carbon will become ketonic group and NH group, OH hydroxyl group will become amine. That is a amide. Okay. So here I would like to give an example. When you take benzophenone, this is a benzophenone. So when benzophenone is treated with the acetic anhydride in presence of acetic acid and HCl, so the rearrangement occurs and there is a formation of benzenylide. Okay, just you can see the two aromatic rings, the two aromatic rings with a central carbon with nitrogen and OH. It is a benzophenone oxime. Benzophenone is C6H5 C double bond O C6H5. Where it is treated with hydroxylamine, there is a formation of benzophenone oxime. This benzophenone oxime, when treated with acetic anhydride in presence of acetic acid and HCl, so the insertion of the nitrogen between aromatic ring and carbon take place, and there is a formation of ketonic group attached to the other part of the benzene. So the two benzene attached with NHCO. So NOH group will become NHCO. So this is the rearrangement within the molecule without change of any atoms. So it is the isomeric benzenylide will going to form. Okay. So this reaction is a best example for Beckmann rearrangement. So Beckmann rearrangement, I again repeat here, when a molecule having NOH and oxime is allowed to react with an acid, there is a conversion of that oxime into an amide or analyte. Okay. So I have shown this reaction. Similarly, whatever statement I have made, I want to make in another statement for you. What is this benzodiene rearrangement? It is an organic reaction used to convert an oxime. See, it is an organic reaction used to convert an oxime to an amide under acidic condition. Okay. The reaction begins by protonation of alcoholic group, forming a better leaving group. The R group trans to the leaving group, then migrates to the nitrogen, resulting in carbocation and release of water molecule. Thus, trans 1,2 shift allows for the prediction of regiochemistry of the reaction. The waste molecule then attacks the carbocation after deprotonation and tautomerism results in the final product. Okay, this water molecule, okay, not waste molecule, so water molecule. Okay, now the mechanism of this reaction I would like to explain in two different manner. In the first case, you can see R C double bond NOH R2. It's an oxime. Okay, so this oxime is a ketoxime, let us say R1 C R2, both alkyl group attached to the nitrogen, and hydroxyl group, it's of oxime. And remember, the oxygen atom, which is an oxime, contain lone pair of electron. So in the first step, what happened? Protonation takes place. H plus attaches to this lone pair of oxygen to form H2O plus. That is called a protonated molecule. The entire oxime molecule itself is having a lone pair of electron with two hydrogen. That's a plus, H2 plus. This is called as a protonated molecule of oxime. This protonated molecule, in the next step of the mechanism, what it will do? Elimination of water molecule takes place. This H2O plus I have shown. So this functional group eliminates, means removes. At this stage, what happens? Lone pair of electrons which are there on the nitrogen make the nitrogen to shift towards R1, and at the same time the bond between C1 and R shifts in between nitrogen and carbon, and R2 will be as it is. Okay, so you can see in the next step, after the removal of water molecule, R2C C triple bond N, okay, and the N, since it taken the alkyl group R1, it will have a positive charge. Okay, so R2C triple bond N plus R will going to form. You may ask one question, why there is a plus charge? Because whatever the H2O molecule plus is left out, so that will remain still on the nitrogen. But this will exhibit an equilibrium between another structure where the triple bond carbon to nitrogen shifts, right? And carbon will become positive cation and nitrogen double bond and R2. So R2C plus double bond N R1. So this is a resonating structure to form cation. So I repeat again, oxime first get protonated. Protonated H2O molecule will be eliminated, leaving a positive charge on the nitrogen, right? This positively charged nitrogen is having carbon to nitrogen triple bond. Therefore, the triple bond shift to the nitrogen, making a resonating structure of cation, that is R2C plus double bond N R1. So only here also you can recognize the shift of the alkyl group R1 towards the nitrogen. There is a migration. It is called 1-2 shift. It is also called as 1-2 shift takes place, right? The next, again a molecule of water is added to get hydronium type of molecule H3O plus. Instead of that, you will get that H2O having a lone pair of oxygen will migrate towards the carbon C plus. Then this C plus, you can see this C plus will take a lone pair of electron from the oxygen and make H2O plus with the carbon. That the next formula is R2C double bond N R1, and the carbon will be having oxygen with plus H and H. Right now, here the oxygen is having plus charge. The carbocation ion will become carbo-cation will become oxygen containing plus charged molecule. Now, this lose a proton. The proton of this molecule will be lost, and whereby you will get R2COH double bond N with lone pair of electron and R1. So this is a molecule. Here the nitrogen is having lone pair of electron. It get protonated and it will become R2COH NHR1. Okay, the lone pair of nitrogen which are there on the nitrogen will abstract a proton, and that nitrogen will become plus. So R2COH double bond N lone pair of electron will become NH and R1. Now, in the next step, what happened? The molecule nitrogen having the plus charge undergoes the shift of a lone pair of electron between carbon and nitrogen. There's a pi bond. Shift towards the nitrogen, right? Then when the lone pair of electron is shifted, the positive charge will be diminished, right? And at the same time, the lone pair of electron of the hydroxyl group shift towards the carbon. Okay, so it will going to form carbon to oxygen double bond, and still the oxygen is having plus charge, and the molecule will have the structure formula R2C double bond O plus H NHR1. So this is a molecule, but this is not final because still it contains the cation, cationic group OH plus. So in this case, what happened? Deprotonation takes place, means removal of the proton on the OH double bond C having the positive charge will lose a proton. That is, a proton will be lost, and you will get an amide of this kind, R2C double bond O NHR1. Okay, so this is a mechanism required for your reaction. So I repeat again, oxime undergo protonation to give R1C double bond N R2 OH plus 2. So this OH plus 2 lose a molecule with a shift of alkyl group, that is C1 C2 shift, that is 1-2 shift, you can say. Carbon is 1, nitrogen is 2. Okay, so from carbon 1 to nitrogen 2 is a 1-2 shift of alkyl group occurs, and the cation will be going to form, and this cation in the next stage, okay, will lose a molecule of water. Will attack with a molecule of water and become another cation. I don't want to name the cation every time. Okay, so the carbon with plus charge will take a lone pair of one molecule of water which contains lone pair of electron and become oxygen plus, and this on further protonation, this on deprotonation, removal of one of the proton will become OH, and finally again the protonation occurs. So in this these reactions, removal, addition of proton plays an important role. Okay, so you will get R2COH with lone pair of electron, carbon to nitrogen double bond H and R1, and in the next step this will shift its proton, and finally again deprotonation leading into an amide formation. So this is one way where the Bachmann rearrangement is described. Okay, so Bachmann rearrangement is when an oxime is allowed to react with an acid, undergoes rearrangement, undergoes shift of the molecule, undergoes migration of the atoms in the molecule to form an amide. So oxime get converted into amide. Particularly ketoxymes are converted into amide just by shift of an alkyl group from carbon to nitrogen, that is C1 shift. This carbon 1 and nitrogen is 2. 1,2 shift occurs to give amide. So the mechanism is very simple. You just practice or once or twice, just like a mathematical equation, it is sufficient. You need not write anything regarding 1 or 2 page explanation. Only they may ask simple question. Write Beckmann reaction and its rearrangement, or write the mechanism of Beckmann rearrangement. So to write this, first you write what is Beckmann rearrangement. When oxime is allowed to react with acid in presence of sulfuric acid, HCl, whatever it may be, okay, it undergoes 1,2 shift. You can write word 1,2 shift with the migration of group from carbon to nitrogen to yield a new product called amide. And this reaction involves protonation, deprotonation, protonation, deprotonation process. For give full point and write the mechanism whatever I have shown like this, or else you can split into different 1, 2, 3, 4 steps and you can write it. There is a you will get the full marks. Okay, so this is a one way of representing the mechanism of Beckmann rearrangement. Okay, now the another way, just I have told, you can show the same reaction in different pattern also. Okay, the another method or another way of representing the Beckmann rearrangement. So statement is very clear. Conversion of oxime to amide in presence of in presence of acids like PCl5, POCl3, concentrated sulfuric acid, thionyl chloride or silica, etc. is a Beckmann rearrangement. Okay, so you can see the rearrangement is shown with an oxime which will get converted into amide. And this mechanism of this reaction we can split into different steps. Step 1, as already in the earlier step I have quoted, the first step is protonation. Protonation means addition of hydrogen H plus. Remember, protonation is nothing but addition of hydrogen. Okay, let us see. RC double bond NOHR, it is an oxime, and this oxime is formed by reaction between a ketone and hydroxylamine. Okay, so protonation means H plus addition takes place. The OH group, whatever the OH group present on the nitrogen, will become protonated. Means proton is added to this, it will become H. That is OHH. That is just H2O plus charge attached with oxygen and finally connected to the nitrogen. So an intermediate product of this typical transformation makes an oxime into an intermediate OH2 plus on nitrogen. Now in the next step, what happened? The loss of leaving group, the water molecule which is present on the nitrogen with a plus charge will going to lose. Okay, generates an electron deficient species which is accompanied by migration of a group from adjacent alkyl group R or a carbon to the electron deficient nitrogen, leading to formation of iminocation. Okay, so what is this iminocation? Let us see here. Okay, RCR double bond N, and you have H2O plus. H2O plus, that is a deprotonation of water molecule. Okay, that a protonated molecule of OH group is there as a H2O plus, that will be removed, right? And at this time the alkyl group R shifts towards the nitrogen. So you can see you will get a migration of R2 or functional group R of CRR towards the nitrogen, and nitrogen will get a lone pair of electron. Rc plus double bond lone pair of electron R. The carbon will become cation, right? So in this case, what happened? The intermediate structure 1 lose a molecule of water, and you will get another intermediate structure 2 where iminocarbocation will be formed. Iminocarbocations, imino group means carbon to nitrogen double bond. This is called a imino group. So this imino group is having a carbon with positive charge, Rc plus double bond N R dash, or you can say R1 R2, like that. Okay, so this is a iminocarbocation will going to form. Okay, again I remind you, you may write whatever the first mechanism I have shown. If you are able to write, it is well and good. If you are feeling little bit doubt, you can use step 1, step 2, and the next one is step 3 and step 4. So in the step 3, what happens? The iminocation or iminocation, Rc plus double bond N lone pair of electron and R dash. So this is on protonation. The carbon with a positive charge will become H2O plus. Okay, protonated molecule, or you can say hydrated molecule. Okay, hydrated molecule with this structure. Then now this molecule will lose a proton, that is H2O plus will lose a proton, and it will become the H2O plus will become OH. You can see here. Okay, and this OH Cr double bond N R dash. So it is a intermediate ion 3. You can write it as a intermediate ion 3 or C, A, B, C, like this. Okay, so here the carbon with alkyl group, OH group, double bond N, that's the imino group, and R dash. Right, in the final stage, what happened? This OH group attached to the carbon will lose a proton. Okay, lose a proton. At this time, what happened? H will be eliminated, and carbon to hydrogens to oxygen bond shift towards carbon to oxygen, make it a double bond. Rc double bond O, NH R dash. Okay, so you can see the double bond also shifts. Here the plus charge on the nitrogen get diminished, and the proton will be lost, and you will get Rc double bond O, NH R dash. Okay, so here the pi bond will shift its lone pair of electrons towards the nitrogen. Okay, and the N carbon will become NH R dash. Okay, so this is a simple way of representing the Bachmann rearrangement. So Bachmann rearrangement is a rearrangement reaction where an oxime, particularly ketoxime, will get converted into an amide, which involves these 4 steps. So I again repeat, if you want to go through this mechanism, it's well and good. It is left to you people, or else you can see the mechanism of whatever the 4 steps I have shown. Okay, so in examination there is a question, if 5 marks, write the Bachmann rearrangement reaction for 5 marks, whatever the first reaction, then 4 steps, you will get full 5 marks. But one thing is, don't explain in words, you write the reaction. When you write the reaction, that itself tells a teacher that you know the chemistry. Okay, so I request again, don't worry about how the reactions are represented. Better you practice just like a mathematics equation, then you represent it. Okay, so this is the first one, and today I want to discuss another reaction. Okay, and this reaction Favorsky rearrangement. What is this Favorsky rearrangement? Favorsky rearrangement is a base catalyzed rearrangement of enolizable alpha haloalkane or cyclopropane to acyclic carboxylic acid or its derivative. That is, haloalkanes must contain acidic alpha ketone. Okay. What is this definition is? RCH2CO CH2Cl. Okay. Here CO CH2R and CH2Cl. So the central carbon C double bond O is having alpha carbon, that CH2Cl one side, and another alpha dash carbon CH2R. So this is what we call as a alpha haloketone. When the alpha haloketone is treated with a base is like NaOH or sodium ethoxide or KOH, whatever it may be, when you treat with this, so it will get converted into RCH2 CH2COO minus carboxylic acid, that is sodium salt of carboxylate or potassium salt of carboxylate. So this reaction is known as Favorsky rearrangement. In other words, alpha haloketone, okay, when treated with a strong base, it converts into a carboxylic acid salt. Okay, so you can see RCH2CO CH2, one R is one carbon, CH2 second, CO is third, and CH2. Totally 1, 2, 3, 4 group, you can say 4 carbons are there. Now in the end product, one carbon will converted into what? Carboxylic acid, and the number of carbons in the first case, including C double bond O, is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Will get converted into 1, 2, 3, and last one is carboxylate anion. That means 4 chain carbon will become 3 chain carbon with at the end COO minus. Okay, so in general, you try to remember, when an alpha haloketone is treated or heated with a base, it will get converted into carboxylic acids or the derivatives of carboxylic acids. Okay, so this reaction is called as what it is called as Favorsky rearrangement. So here the one of the carbon atom present in the chain will be reduced. So this may happen in this case. Okay, you can see RCH2CO CH R dash. Okay, so you put R is equal to H, it will become CH3, CO, CH and X R. Okay, when you treat with sodium methoxide, Na plus OMe, OMe minus will attaches. So OCH3, Me means CH3, C double bond O and CH, CH2R, CH2R and alkyl group R dash. Okay, so you can see here in one side the carbonyl group C double bond O is having CH2R, so that will be shifted to the another carbon, alpha carbon, where the halogen is there as CH2R, and the OCH3 group, methoxy group, attached to this, that migrating position. So in other words, there is a shift of a functional group RCH2 towards the halogen atom which is already there in first position. Okay, Similarly, in a cyclic alpha haloketone, that is a cyclohexanone with chlorine, that is 1-chloro cyclohexanone, when it is allowed to react with a base. So what happened? The 6-membered ring will be get converted into 5-membered ring with COH. So cyclopentanoic acid means the 6-membered ring will be get reduced to 5-membered ring. So this reaction involves contraction of one of the carbon within the ring system. So one carbon will be reduced and the 5-membered ring will now get converted into 6-membered ring will be converted into a 5-membered ring. So ring contractions, smaller ring formation with a carboxylic acid. So earlier it was a ketonic compound with a alpha halo compound. There is a alpha chloro cyclohexanone. When subjected for the Favorsky rearrangement in presence of an alkali, the alkali may be sodium methoxide or it may be sodium methoxide, and subjected for acid hydrolysis. So the ketonic group will be converted into COH with contraction of the ring, right? Okay. Again, you can see in this Favorsky rearrangement, Favorsky rearrangement is the base catalyzed rearrangement of enolized alpha haloketone or cyclopropane to carboxylic acid or their derivatives. Okay, this already I have explained. And here Favorsky rearrangement is the base catalyzed rearrangement of a cyclopropanone and haloketone or a carboxylic acid or carboxylic acid derivative. But most of the time either an alkoxide base or an amine to yield an ester or an amide respectively. Okay, so that is a statement. Simply you can make a simple one definition. When alpha haloketone is treated with a base like a sodium methoxide or sodium methoxide, it will convert alpha haloketone into a carboxylic acid or the carboxylic acid derivative. This reaction is known as Favorsky rearrangement. Okay, in this reaction, you write this particular equation. There may be possibility of a 6-membered ring get converted into 5-membered ring. So this you can explain. Okay. Now let us move on to again we can see mechanism. To start this mechanism, I don't want to again explain whatever the things I have explained it. So here you can see an alpha haloketone. Already I have told you, C double bond O, carbon or Cl one side, it is called alpha carbon. And another valency of the carbonyl group containing RH, it is called as alpha dash. Okay, so in generally RCH, C double bond O, C R CH Cl. Okay, so this is called alpha haloketone. When treated with sodium methoxide. Okay, here MEONE they have written. So what is this MEONE? Me means it is a CH3. Okay, sodium methoxide, right? If ET is there, ET means C2H4, ethoxide, sodium ethoxide. Okay, so in short, representing every time CH3, they used to write Me. Don't get confused. Me stands for CH3. Et stands for C2H5. Okay. When sodium methoxide or sodium ethoxide in presence of an alcohol, okay, here the sodium ethoxide or sodium methoxide will play as a base and it is treated. What happened? That C double bond O CHCl R. So this is alpha haloketone will get converted into ester. What is an ester? RCHCOO. That C double bond O will become COO Me and CH2R. An ester will going to form. So this is Favorsky rearrangement. Okay, conversion of alpha haloketone into alpha haloester. Okay, now if you want to see the mechanism of this, okay, now alpha dash proton will undergo change. How? The CH3O methoxy group having anion, that is NaOCH3 will ionize to give Na plus and CH3O minus. That is CH3O minus is nothing but MEO minus. MEO minus abstract a proton, okay, from the alpha dash carbon, and at the same time C double bond O shifts its lone pair of electron, making oxygen negative. Then there is a double bond generated, and this double bond generated structure, okay, will get stabilized. It will get a stabilized RC, okay. The lone pair of electron which are shifted towards the oxygen in the first case will stabilized by shifting the double bond between alpha dash carbon to next carbonyl carbon. So bond shifts and oxygen get minus, that means the charge get transferred to alpha dash carbon with a minus charge. Right now, anion of this kind, resonating anion will be formed, and this undergoes nucleophilic substitution by molecular. The reaction will depends upon the rate of reaction will depends upon two molecules, that is SN2 type of reaction. Here the removal of the Cl molecule and the carbon with negative charge, alpha dash with negative charge, move towards that carbon, and you will have a typical triangular structure. You can see, what is this? R, C, a triangular carbon with C double bond O and R, right? So a triangular carbon will going to form, and this particular carbon with double bond, okay, will shifts, and methoxy group attaches to, that is CH3O attached to the carbonyl carbon, making a triangular carbon, 3 carbon atoms having R to the first carbon, second R to the second carbon, and the top carbonyl carbon will have O minus, that is 6 electrons minus, and O methyl group, that is a O methyl means methoxy group. So that will attaches to the carbonyl carbon. Okay, this carbonyl carbon will get attached to the carbonyl carbon with a negative charge. So a triangular structure with 2 alkyl groups and O methyl group oxygen having a negative charge, it is called an anion. Cyclic anion will going to form. This cyclic anion, now what it will do, let us see. It undergo a bond rupture, breaking of the bond. Okay, so here this bond, carbon to carbon cyclic bond between R and OMe carbon will be broken, and that carbon will become COOMe. COOME. That means the lone pair of electron from the negatively charged oxygen shifts towards the oxygen, and this bond rupture, breaking will take place, and whereby you can see this R with a negative charge and R as usual, and you will have oxygen as a COO and OMe, that is a COOMe. Okay, so this COOMe with a negative charge will now come in contact with your methanol. So that will undergo protonation by the shift of that proton and the elimination of OMe, make RCCOONe Me and CH2R. So it is an ester. So a simple way of understanding this Favorsky rearrangement. So I repeat again, Favorsky rearrangement is a reaction where alpha halo ketone, when treated with NaOH, undergo rearrangement, converting the carbonyl group into carboxylic acid by the shift of carboxylic, conversion of the carbonyl into an ester takes place to give the carboxylic acid and its similar derivatives. So this is the Favorsky rearrangement. Okay, you can show the same reaction in case of a heterocyclic compound. For example, if you see, you take a cyclohexanone. Okay, this cyclohexanone containing Cl at carbon number 1, it is called 1-chlorocyclohexane, and the next carbon contains CH2, it's a proton. The OH minus will lose as water, and that carbon will become minus, and Cl will be there as it is. The negative charge shifts, okay, and you can see a triangular structure will going to form along with the 5-member ring carbon also. Okay, and here in the next case, the lone pair of electrons, means carbon will shift, O will become O minus and OH attaches, and it will become again O minus becomes C double bond O, OH is already there, and the rupture of that carbonyl carbon and the ring carbon occurs, and you will get contraction of the ring. That is, 6-member ring will become converted into a 5-member ring with negative charge at the 5th carbon, right? Then now protonation takes place by water molecule to give a 5-member ring carboxylic acid. So started with a 6-member ring carbonyl alpha halo substituted carbonyl compound, cyclic. It is cyclo alpha chloro cyclohexanone. It is a 6-member ring. So on treating with a base, it will get converted into a 5-member ring, that is cyclopentane carboxylic acid. Okay, cyclopentane carboxylic acid will going to form. Here the carbon ring is reduced by less from 6 to 5-member ring system. So this typical transformation takes place to give carboxylic acid, right? Okay, now you can see the reaction mechanism is thought to inhibit the formation of an enolate on the side of ketone that is away from the chlorine atom. The enolate cyclizes to cyclopropane, an intermediate, and afterward it is attacked by hydroxylate nucleophile. Usage of alkoxide such as sodium methoxide instead of sodium hydroxide yields the ring contracted ester product very easily. Okay, so whatever the mechanism, just I have discussed the same thing, the explanation will be there. So this is a reaction where a 5-member ring system. In examination you may write this one or the previous mechanism which I have shown. It is an open chain structure with reference to an alpha halo ketone, or else a cyclic ring structure of this kind. You may explain the mechanism whichever you feel easy. Okay, but one thing is, whenever you show breakage, addition or shift, that should be clearly mentioned. You need not go on explaining 2 to 3 pages. So only whatever you write, whatever you show with the shift of the proton, addition of the proton, deprotonation, decarboxylation, so that should be represented on the arrow mark, indicating that you know better chemistry. So that will give a confidence in the examiner that he knows chemistry better than me, and he will put all the 5 marks, right? So this is the main Favorsky rearrangement. Then what are the applications of this Favorsky? So Favorsky rearrangement is used for the preparation of carboxylic acid and its derivative very easily. And similarly, it also used for preparation of esters and amides. Okay, so as far as possible, your syllabus, this is sufficient. Okay, so ಕೊನೆಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಆದರೂ ಕಳಿಸಿ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ we will help you. Okay, so I think probably I think all your theory exams are over. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿದ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿನಿ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ ಉಳಿದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆನ್ 16th ಆನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ರೀಓಪನ್ಸ್ ಅದೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು 8-10 ದಿನ, ಒಂದು 10 to 15 days ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ರೊಬೇಬಲಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ July 1st ಆನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೀಓಪನ್, ವೇರ್ we will again meet you with discussion of all the topics whatever we have made, or else if you need some kind of notes or something like that, ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಜೊತೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನ ಜೊತೆನೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಚಲೋ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊಬೇಬಲಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಈಗ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಭಾಳ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ನಾಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಬೇಬಲಿ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನು 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಡ್ ನಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ನಾ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿನಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್, ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮೆಂಟಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಅದರ್ ಸ್ಲೋಗನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ನೋ, ಸ್ಟೇ ಅಟ್ ಹೋಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 1 ವಾರ ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಇರಿ. ದೆನ್ use mask and compulsory, keep social distance and sanitization. So in next baruvaga you remember the 3rd phase of COVID may occur particular to the young people. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಯಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಯಾನಿಟೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೆ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕಂತ ಅನಿಸಿದ್ರು, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಯಾನಿಟೈಸರ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ 50 rupees, ಒಂದು ವಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು 50 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಿಶೆದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎನಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆದರೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆದರೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬದುಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿತ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ I would like to complete today's session. So thank you one and all.